Welcome to Speedy Delivery with Special Features. In this lesson, you'll learn the tips and tricks to become a super speedy power user of Microsoft Word. We'll teach you the skills that will improve your pace, increase your precision, and reduce your frustration. In this video, you'll get practical tips that you can immediately use in practice. Even if you feel like you word well, you're sure to learn new things and have aha moments with this lesson. We'll cover features which are available for Microsoft Word for Windows or Mac. Welcome to Speedy Delivery with Special Features. Today we'll cover change case, inserting symbols and how to insert or autocorrect them, and other speed keys and buttons. I'm Ivy Gray with WordRake, and I'm here with Baron Henley from Affinity Consulting. Take it away, Baron.
Hi, this session is entitled Speedy Delivery with Special Keys. So my name is Baron Henley, and we will be talking about some of the buttons that aren't very often used and a couple of speed keys, how to assign speed keys. So if you can assign a speed key to anything you want in Word, and you can also discover what speed key may already be assigned to the thing you're looking for by the same method. So I'll show you that. So let's start with how to assign speed keys. Here's how you get into the little dialog that allows you to do that. You click on the File menu and down to Options on the left side. Once you get into this is your default settings dialog for Word. Once you get into this dialog, go down to Customize Ribbon. You wouldn't think that has anything to do with speed keys, but it turns out it does. So click on Customize Ribbon, and then at the bottom of the next dialog, you will see a little button that says Keyboard Shortcuts Customize. Click on that. Okay. In this dialog, they have categories. So here's the issue. Normally, I know what I want to assign a speed key to, but do I know what category it's under? No clue. So it's pretty annoying to go through and click on each one of these categories and then look for the thing you're trying to assign over here. So don't even mess with the categories. Just scroll down the useless categories down all the way down to the bottom until you see all commands and click on that instead. Then on the right side, you will see all the stuff to which you can assign a speed key. Every function. So let's do something simple. I'll show you bold just for something easy. I scroll down, I find bold. First of all, it tells me what speed key is already assigned. Okay, so if there's a speed key assigned to the thing you were looking for, you will find out what it is. Let's assume that there was not a speed key assigned. What you do, you click on the thing that you want to assign a key to, you click in the box that says press new shortcut key, and you simply hold down on the keys you want to assign. So if I did Control B, it would tell me that that is currently unassigned. So now at this point, I've accomplished nothing because I haven't assigned it yet. I've only just identified the key I would like to assign. In order to complete the task, you have to click the Assign button. I click Assign. Now, Control B will turn on and off bold. I could come over here and say, let's try another one, Control Shift B. And you can see here, that one is currently assigned to Edit Bookmark. Okay, so you have a choice. You can say, look, I don't care about Edit Bookmark. I want Control Shift B to be bold. Click Assign. It will no longer be Edit Bookmark. It will be bold. Or if you say, well, I probably don't want to overwrite that one, then just click in the box and hit your backspace key to get rid of the assign key and try again. So if I did Alt Control B, that is unassigned, and I could assign that as well. So you could have multiple keys doing the same thing. Sometimes the keystroke that they've assigned to it just doesn't work for you, so you can assign an additional one. You could delete the one that's already assigned, as I did previously when I clicked on this. Once you're done, you just hit Close and OK, and now you've got a custom speed key. All right, so let's talk a minute about inserting symbols. Let's say I've got I'm going to open a document real quick, so I've got something to play with here. Let's say I want to insert the section symbol into this letter, and specifically I want to replace the word section with the section symbol. All right, so pretty easy. I'm going to select what I want to replace. I'm going to click the insert ribbon. I'm going to click the symbol button on the right edge. Even if you see the symbol you want in the 20 that it gives you right out of the box, go down and click more symbols. I just want to walk through some of this stuff. So, first of all, if you look at the very top left corner, well, let me back up. Most of the time, if you've never resized this window, when you click insert symbol, you get this little tiny window, and it's hard to see all of your symbols because you can't see them all in one screen, so you have to scroll. One time, just do this. Move this thing up into the corner, hover over the bottom right-hand corner, hold on your mouse, and drag it so you can see all the symbols on one screen. The next time you open this, symbol more, it'll reopen to that same size. So at least you won't have to scroll down to see what you're looking for. Then I find the section symbol, click on it so it's blue. I click insert and close. And as you can see, whatever I had selected is now replaced with the symbol. If I hadn't selected anything, it would have just inserted the symbol, but I wanted to swap out the word section with the section symbol, so that's why I selected it first. Okay, let me go back and just talk about a couple more things. Let's say that I use the section symbol all the time and I would like to assign a speed key to it. That's very easy. Once it's clicked on and highlighted, down here in the left corner is a shortcut key button. And you can see I've already assigned Alt-Control-S to this. That is not what's assigned. There's nothing assigned to it by default. So I went down here and I set Alt-Control-S. It informed me that that is already assigned to dock split, which I use never. So I'm going to assign Control-Alt-S to the section symbol. I hit close. Now that's another way to insert it. I can hit that speed key. There's yet another way to insert the symbol. Click on it so it's highlighted, come down here and click on the autocorrect button. In one of the earlier segments, we discussed the autocorrect function. And this is kind of a misuse of its intended function, which is to correct common typographical errors as soon as you make them. But I could come in here and say, like, if I do a /s, I want you to replace that with the section symbol. So if I go into my document and I hit Alt-Control-S, I can get it, or I can hit /s, and as soon as I hit space, it replaces with the section symbol. Okay, so that's really all there is to symbols. One other thing about this, when I go back in and look at the more symbols, if you want, normal text, if I click the down arrow up here, it'll show me all the fonts that are on my computer, each one of which will have a set of symbols included in it. It's not just the letters and the numbers, it's other stuff. So you may want to kind of surf through this to see what's available to you. The only other ones I typically use for symbols, if you scroll all the way down on a standard Windows computer, you're going to have a set of Wingdings font. So Wingdings, and there's Wingdings 2 and 3. There's also Webdings, which are little pictures of various things like cars and money bags. And so I don't know if you can use these in your documents. But under Wingdings, I often find better alternatives to boring bullet points. So there's small ones and big ones and squares and diamonds and all kinds of other stuff, including, arrows like this. I sometimes use that as a bullet or instead of a bullet, or that little arrow there. Or if I'm making forms and I have checkboxes, this is a really good checkbox. And then they also have checked versions of the same thing. Anyway, the symbol set that holds most of the ones you're going to need in a legal document are not alphabetized. It's at the top of the list, and it's called normal text, which isn't even a font on my computer. It's kind of weird that they call it that. But normal text is not a font per se, but that's where most of the symbols are that you might need in a legal document. So that's the best place to start. All right. I'm just going to give you a couple of speed keys here that are not well known. One of them is Shift plus F1. Okay, so let me blow this up. What does Shift F1 do? You click in a paragraph, you hit Shift F1, and that opens up a really great little dialog called the Reveal Formatting pane. And it'll tell you what kind of formatting is applied to the paragraph your cursor is in. So, and if you didn't catch this in a previous seminar, there's three categories of formatting in Word: font, paragraph, and section. And it's showing me, as you can see on the right side, all three of those. So if I wanted to make a change to the indent of this paragraph, I could come over here and click on indentation, and I'm into the dialog where it displays all those options, and I could say, give me a first line indent, click OK, and as you can see, the first line of that paragraph moved over. So I often use, I recommend using this when you want to know why your paragraph looks like it does. You know, sometimes you get some crazy looking formatting and you can't get it to stop. Well, you would benefit from knowing why it looks like that. And if you hit Shift F1, that'll open or close the reveal formatting pane. Okay. Another really handy speed key is Control Z, which hopefully you know is undo. So if I hit Control Z and I just keep hitting it, it'll undo everything I did in this document all the way back to the replacing of the section symbol. So it's putting it in, it's taking it out, and now the section symbol is back. So if I hit Control Y, if you care, that is redo. And if you have the undo button on your quick access toolbar, you can click the down arrow adjacent and you can see all the stuff that you did. So these are all the things that I've done since I opened this document. I could select all of them if I wanted and undo all of them at once. So that, again, I have an undo button on my quick access toolbar, and I hit the down arrow adjacent and it shows me all of the individual steps I've taken. Okay. The next thing, I'm just going to give you a couple more little speed keys. If you want to insert a date field, which you probably do, that is Shift-Alt-D, Shift-Alt-D, and that inserts the date field, which is the one that automatically updates. If I open up this document tomorrow, it'll automatically update to April 14th. If you don't like that, you don't like it to update automatically, and you would prefer to use a date field that will stay whatever date the document was created, then you would want to use, so how do you get to your fields? You click on the insert ribbon, you click on the quick parts button, and you'll see field. Okay, field, scroll down until you see create date. Create date looks exactly the same, but it does not change whenever you, and so you might wonder, why does that say September 7th, 2016? Because that's when this document was created. So if I'm using this for new documents, like if I create a new document, okay, this hasn't even been saved yet. If I go insert, quick parts field, create date, give it a format, and click OK, it's going to put in today's date, which as of this recording is April 13th, 2022. Now, if I save this and I open it tomorrow, it'll remain April 13th, 2022. That's the benefit of the create date field. It doesn't change. But if you drop it into an old document that was created in 2016, it's going to reflect that. So that's why you saw that old date when I dropped it into that particular document, because that was an old document. Okay, a couple of other useful speed keys. Useful speed key, let me switch documents here. Useful speed key number 1. I want to create what is called a hanging indent. And if you're wondering what the heck that is, that's a hanging indent, and that is no indent. So if you line up under the tab, that's a hanging indent. Now, there's a speed key for that, and it's Control plus T. So if you want to quickly hang an indent, you can select these paragraphs and hit Control T, and now they are all hanging indents. And if you want to unhang, Control Shift T will unhang. If I wanted to move the whole thing over, which is a left indent, then I would use Control M. So if I select all these paragraphs and I hit Control M, 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 that's a left indent. I'm not changing the margin, I'm just moving the whole thing over with an indent. And if I want to go in the reverse direction, you just add Shift. Control Shift M will take it back to the margin. So I could hang my indent and put in a left indent and combine the two. If I right-clicked and went to paragraph, you would see there's the left indent of a 1/2 inch, and here's the hanging indent of a 1/2 inch. So 2 different indents applied to the same paragraphs, and so they're moved over, and then they're also hung. Okay, another little quick one is if you wanted to make text bigger or larger, there is a speed key for that. Well, there's a button for it up here. See this little guy right here? When I say increase font size, the problem is it's going 2 at a time. It's going, 12, 14, 16, 18. If you want to go 1 point at a time, hold down on your control key and use the right square bracket button on your keyboard. Control right square bracket will increase it 1 point at a time, and control left square bracket will decrease it 1 point at a time. So I like that a lot better because it's more precise. There's a lot of times, like if I selected this and I want to make this bigger, I don't always know what point size specifically I want to use. So I'll just eyeball it. Hold down on control and just keep hitting the right square bracket until it's the size you want. It turns out that was 18. So there you go. But I didn't have to experiment. I never had to click this little button up here to pick up a point size. You can just control left square or right square bracket to do that. Okay, you could also change the case. There's a button to do that here. So if I click on lowercase or I click on capitalize each word, you got some buttons to mess with for that. Uppercase would make it all uppercase. The speed key for that is Shift F3. So if you hold down on Shift and you tap F3, it'll roll through case options. Not as many as you get when you hit the button. I think you only scroll through 3 different ones out of the 5. But, like if I want to make something all caps, which I often want to do after I've typed it, like if I said Ohio Limited Liability Company needs to be all caps, Shift F3, the first toggle is all caps. So that's a fast way to convert things to all caps. Another really good speed key to know is single space, double space. If you want to double space a paragraph, it's Control 2. If you want a single space, it's Control 1. 2, 1. I'm just holding down on Control, right? And the reason it's only affecting that paragraph is because that's where my cursor is. I didn't select more than one paragraph. If I selected 3 paragraphs and I hit Control 2, now all 3 paragraphs are double spaced or single spaced. If you use 1.5 line spacing, which is not super common, but if you do, Control 5 is your speed key for that. So that's 1.5 line spacing there, single, double, 1.5. What else should I tell you? Oh, one other really good button to add. The little button bar at the very top of your screen is called the Quick Access Toolbar. By default, it has just a few buttons on it. I wanted to show you one I really like. It's easy to add. Like my button bar is really wide because I've added a lot of buttons to it. So yours is probably a lot thinner width-wise than mine is, but regardless, on the very right edge of the toolbar, there's a little down arrow. And if you click on that, it'll give you just a few buttons you can quickly add. If you don't have this one checked, email, check it. And what that'll do is add this. I'll zoom in so you can see it. It's this little button right here that has the envelope with that's supposed to be a paper clip on it. So what that does is allow you to easily email. Let's say I just finished this document. I want to email it to my client to review. All I have to do is click this little button and it will automatically create a new email with the document attached. I put in their address, hit send, and it's out. So it's obviously fairly common that you would want to email the document you just finished. So this is a super fast way to do it. You add that little email button, and then whatever document, even if it's not, like in this case, I haven't even saved this document. It's like document 22. If I click on the email button, it still attaches it and just names it whatever this is the 22nd document I've opened today, so it was document 22. I can still send it though, is the point. Okay, I think that's all I have for today with speed keys. If you watch this segment and you think to yourself, oh, there's a couple of speed keys I use all the time and I love, please send them to me. I would love to add them to any presentation. So my email address is bhenley@affinityconsulting.com. Again, my name is Baron. If you have any tips that you think would fit in within this category, please send them along. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. That was an informative lesson.
This video was created by Ivy Gray from WordRake and Baron Henley from Affinity Consulting, who both trained as lawyers and are now Microsoft Word and Outlook enthusiasts and productivity experts. This video is part of a series. To sign up to receive tech tips and training videos via email, please visit wordrake.com/tech-tips. Let's take Word to the next level. If you love the idea of launching a function in Microsoft Word with a single key or button, then you'll love launching a deep sentence-by-sentence edit with one. That's what you get with WordRake. In one click, WordRake analyzes your document or email, suggesting edits for clarity and brevity right in Microsoft Word or Outlook. WordRake offers edits in the familiar inline track changes style, and you choose which edits to keep. With WordRake's help, writing can be more persuasive and more effective quickly. It's the ideal editing solution for legal professionals, business people, and anybody who writes as part of their career. If you'd like to learn more, sign up to receive tech tips and training videos at wordrake.com/tech-tips. When you're ready to take your work to the next level, try WordRake. WordRake is clear and concise editing software that will improve your writing while respecting legally operative phrases and key legal content. It's a finely tuned collaborator that will help you satisfy clients, win more business, and do more high-value work. WordRake works in Microsoft Word and Outlook. It goes beyond Microsoft's built-in spelling and grammar checkers to help you reduce legalese and wordy writing. It uses complex, patented algorithms to find useless words, dull phrases, weak lead-ins, cliches, and high-level grammatical problems, then offers suggested edits in line. WordRake's document will look just like a smart colleague with an English degree has revised your work using track changes. In 3 simple steps, you'll have a better document or email. Try it today at wordrake.com/trial.